Shame holds you back on all levels. When you have shame or guilt, it stops you from pursuing the things that you actually want to do. It is also a clear indicator that you care deeply about what other people think. We are on day 7 of building our personal constitution, and we are on grounding article number 4, how to interact with shame and guilt. For anyone who doesn't know, our personal constitution is a living, breathing document that has our standards, our boundaries, our expectations for our own lives, and a place for us to refer back to whenever we feel lost or not ourselves and we need to be grounded. As I mentioned throughout the series, grounding articles are the foundational, emotional essence of who we are, and we need to make sure we're good here and here before we're good anywhere else in our life. The first thing I want you to ask yourself is, how often do you experience guilt and shame, and what are the causes? The causes can trace back all the way to your childhood. It can trace back to your religious beliefs. What is the constant factor holding you back and holding like a gun to your head saying, if you do this, everyone's gonna scream at you, laugh at you, and shun you? The next thing I want you to answer is, when you experience shame or guilt, how does that affect you? I know for me, when I experience shame or guilt, I overthink. I get stuck in analysis paralysis. I'm literally playing worst case scenario in my head. It makes me feel awful. It makes me feel anxious. It makes me feel just horrible. Next, I want you to ask yourself, what are negative ways that you punish yourself for feeling shame or guilty? For example, and this doesn't really apply to me, but this is something that I've seen a lot. So any girl or guy, honestly, that's in a really bad relationship, they feel guilty that they picked that person. They feel ashamed that they're with that person. And a way to punish themselves is to stay with them and prove to everyone like, hey, it's working out. Hey, it's working out, when clearly it's not. When these people have that deep shame and deep guilt, they will endure whatever is not for them simply because they don't want other people saying like, see, I told you, which makes them feel shameful. Some people self-isolate, some people self-harm, some people self-sabotage, again, with the staying with the person that's not for you only because you feel ashamed that you stuck with them so long. You might as well like try to prove to everyone that it is going to work out. Which, by the way, please don't do that. Leave that person, leave that person, leave that person, leave that person. Next, I want you to do is write ways or think of ways. Again, I'm writing my personal constitution down, but positive ways that you can interact with your shame and guilt. For instance, when I first started like getting on TikTok, like I felt and I want to say embarrassed. Maybe I can tie the word embarrassed in this, but it was like I was embarrassed to start, especially with my YouTube channel as well. And I wasn't sure, and I was judging myself and stopping myself from starting, which is, again, self-sabotaging. And to combat that, I was like, no, we are going to do this. So I engaged with exposure therapy. So maybe broadcasting that I had a TikTok page, broadcasting that a YouTube channel was too much for me. The first thing I needed to do was just make a video and put it there. Something that I know that I wanted, and I know for a fact that nobody was going to see. Then I started getting the rhythm of posting. I was like, okay. And then I gradually was telling my friends, like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. Told my family, hey, you guys, I have a YouTube channel. Now here I am on TikTok.